And they lost to a team that may be in the college football playoff. So I think that they need to just relax a little bit. I do believe that Alabama have some issues to address. I love Kirk's point about the players. I think that their best teams have been player-led teams. When you have players and leadership in the locker rooms that can police the guys, that's when you have a championship caliber team. And I think they need to get back to that. I don't know how they get there, but that's what they need. But Texas is a pretty good team with a damn good quarterback.
That's a great point. They may be a great team. They may be a championship-level team. There were some metrics in the offseason that said Alabama was the least experienced team in the SEC. I mean, so they're new guys.
A lot of room to build.
Might have been a year away. We'll see. 34-point favorite against the Bulls today. Stanford Steve, you're trying to quiz us. You're trying to
Yeah, we got the Aflac question. We're here in Boulder. You were just talking about Alabama. The Aflac question is, who were the head coaches of each team the last time Colorado started 2-0 and Alabama was 1-1?
Oh,
I'll give you a hint. It's in the last 30 years.
Last 30 years.
3 decades.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a real good
I'm just kind of jogging my memory.
And so we're talking the same season?
Yes.
Okay, same season.
He's already got it.
No, I don't have it yet. I got a chart.
He needs to come up.
Who got fired? When was he here? We got recent.
He goes like the same season?
Yeah. It was a code name. Yeah. Snow. I see it. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a tough one, though, man. All right. LSU and Mississippi State follows College Game Day. Boy, LSU, they ought to pay property taxes in Stark Vegas. They've won 10 out of 11. There's old BK. Wait till you hear what Stanford Steve says later that BK's going to do. I think he might have lost his mind here. What a road test it's going to be. Noon Eastern time. Zach Arnett sort of changed things with Mississippi State. Mississippi State is, they run the ball more than they're passing in at least for the first couple of games.
Yeah, offensively, I like what I see. Defensively, I think they're going to have their hands full with Jaden Daniels. He's a mobile quarterback. They really struggled against Arizona's mobile quarterbacks. I do think that LSU will win this game. Up front, they're going to dominate in the trenches. I got LSU winning a close one against Mississippi State because Mississippi State will score.
So I think a big question mark for the LSU team, and it's secondary. And although they are running the ball more on the Mississippi State side, Will Rogers, 4-year starter, he can be a guy that can impact a game, change a game. I like the fact that Daniels played a lot better in the last game, so maybe he got that first week rust out of his system and moves on. That LSU team, and I don't know what Stanford Steve is going to be saying about Brian Kelly later, but I do know, you know, they were like this at the last half of the season last year. Then they have that collapse at Texas A&M. Then they lose again to Georgia. Now it's like, what are they? Are they ever going to be able to continue to climb? Today's a big test for them.
Don't you think, though, that that's part of the process of changing where they were as a program and who they're trying to become? And I think Brian Kelly is getting this team to understand that if you do things the right way, this is what we're capable of doing. And I personally think the setback in week 1 to Florida State benefits LSU long term because I think it sent a message to them. I think, what did he say? We're the greatest. We think we're this Georgia team or winning back. We're not that. So I think they're recalibrated, so to speak. And I think the line of scrimmage, as always in the SEC, is the difference. And LSU is too good up front.
That front seven.
Yeah, they've played 80 years in a row, and with the new SEC schedules, they're not playing next year. But on the College Game Day podcast this week, Stanford Steve said that LSU was going to change quarterbacks today during the game.
I just think
is that a hunch?
Have you lost your mind?
Maybe.
That kid, hey, he's a player.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Brian Kelly, go back to Cincinnati, Tony Pike, Zach Caleros, Notre Dame, Tommy Rees, throwing him in and out of games, Everett Golson. Can't you just see Daniels struggling? This is a tough place to play. Cow bales,
and even at 11 a.m.
clanging. Oh, they'll be ready to go.
Yeah, they're
Don't worry
playing
about
at
that.
8 a.m.
And I just see, Brian gets a little tense sometimes, and Nussmeier's plenty talented.
He's very talented, no question about that. And you will be like Nostradamus if you call that one today.
Just see it.
But keep an eye on it. Game starts right after College Game Day from Starkville. Florida State and Boston College also playing at noon. The Heights talked about the red bandana game and how meaningful it is. Florida State coming in, as DoorDash counting us down to kickoff on ABC, an hour and 47 minutes away and change before the Seminoles, who have been really, really impressive thus far. AT&T 5G keeping us connected with the head coach of the Florida State Seminoles, Mike Norvell. Mike joining us from the field. We appreciate it. Mike, the weather forecast was pretty significant. What's it like, and how do you anticipate it affecting your offense today?
Well, I mean, I think the hurricane pushed a little east. I mean, it's windy, overcast, but shouldn't have too much of an effect on our game plan. And you're definitely fortunate and excited about the opportunity here this morning.
Coach, great to see you having success down there with Florida State. I know it was obviously a little rocky early when you were hired over Deion Sanders, which means Deion Sanders can become the Colorado Buffaloes head coach. So I believe you are a much more well-liked Norvell than Jay Norvell this particular week. But, Coach, you have injuries on the offensive line and at the safety position. Every coach says next man up, but how big is that for you guys this week, the next man up mantra?
No, it's big, but it's one of the things that we pride ourselves in our depth. We've done a really good job of being able to create that depth with competitive edge within our football team. And when a guy's opportunity presents itself, they got to go capitalize. And we were able to do that there a week ago. And obviously guys get to step up as we kick off conference play here this morning. I know they're excited for the opportunity that we have ahead.
Coach, this is Desmond Howard, and there's been a lot of talk about your quarterback and the receivers, and rightfully so, a lot of talent there. But I want you to tell us about your running backs room. I've been very impressed with your running backs. Tell us about that room.
No, it's a special group, and they're a group of young men that are unbelievably, they're selfless players. I mean, they're great explosive players. They can do so much things, with the versatility of whether it's running the ball, catching the ball in the backfield, or what they do in pass protection. But Trey Benson, I think, was one of the best backs in the country. Lawrence Toafili has just been wonderful for us here as we started the season, just with all the different things that he can do. And we think we got some great young backs that can make an impact on the game. But really been pleased with what they've been able to accomplish. Last week running for over 300 yards. We know that we're going to need a big day for them today, and those guys are ready for the challenge.
Hey, Mike Kirk, just the challenge of college football, of being able to be a team that can play up to your capability every week is tough for everybody. I made a comment earlier that you guys have been through some pain over these last 3 years, especially the first two, that has really allowed you to have now a mature team that doesn't really celebrate big wins like LSU and get it out of hand. They stay focused. You talk about the maturity of this team and the consistency in your mind that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because it's not about the team we're playing. It's about us. And, every day we're striving to be the best version of ourselves. And, we have to go out there and get better. That's the opportunity that's here for us this morning. And, I thought our guys have done a great job throughout the course of the week. And then, as we've continued to grow, as a program, it's just pushing that standard. It's pushing that expectation. I love coaching this team. And they come to work every day. They love each other. They care about each other. And they're willing to push themselves to that next step, that next level. And, that's what we're looking forward to today. And, there's a lot of things you can't control in this world, but you can control what you're willing to invest and what you're willing to give, ultimately, for what you want. And I believe in this team, and I'm excited to see them compete.
Hell yeah.
Mike, we look forward to seeing your team play coming up at noon on ABC, and, of course, big one against Clemson next week as well. Mike Norvell, head coach at Florida State. We appreciate him joining us from the field as the Noles get ready to go here. They are waiting for the game tonight between Colorado State and Colorado. And we say good morning to Jen Latta.
Reese, here on College Game Day, we appreciate a good rivalry, a good backdrop, and great teachers here. And in honor of Extra Yard for Teachers Week, ESPN is celebrating teachers inside the classroom and outside the classroom. This is our friend Ryan O'Block. We are giving him a $3,000 check to spend in his classroom. Thank you, Mr. Ryan O'Block, for going the extra yard for teachers.
Jen, thank you very much. Ryan, thank you. An extra yard for teachers, part of the College Football Playoff Initiative. Another chance for the Big Orange to come back with a win in the Swamp, where they say only Gators get out alive. Can Florida get the victory? 26 years it's been, and we hit a nice round number. LC with his 400th headgear pick today.
But that dog is ugly. Give me this thing here. That's an ugly dog. Desmond, it's your team. Give me that one. Come on, coach.
I wonder if anybody would have the guts to grab old Ralphie like that. He comes up on the set and put him in a headlock. Hey, don't go anywhere. Much more to come on College Game Day. And now a quick word from Arby's.
With so many audibles, options, and hot routes, you got to have the entire playbook at your fingertips. The hard part is making the call. I'm going with the classic beef and cheddar. Touchdown every time.
At Domino's, there's an endless debate. Does adding pepperoni to something always make it better? Yeah. Debate over. Introducing Domino's new pepperoni stuffed cheesy bread. Loaded up with irresistible pepperoni, it's our most delicious stuffed cheesy bread yet. Only at Domino's.
Bravo!
For buying a treadmill?
You use the Quicksilver card from Capital One. It's simple, with no annual fee and unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. That makes you the hero of every purchase.
Yeah.
And heroes don't take the stairs.
Is this a parachute?
Ah! Ah! What's in your wallet?
Goldfish. Can I get a handful? Sure. Happy? Go for the handful.
What even is this? Don't touch my things, gross. Janice, when you bundle your home or renters with your auto, Progressive provides 24/7 protection for almost everything you own. But do you really need my weighted hoop? It's for my snatched waist. It's my dog chase lounger. Foot treadmill. That's my Tuesday chalice. Purse that says purse. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber. I can't live without oxygen. Solid gold coffee machine. Lake making kit. Really? Can Progressive cover that too? Yes, but... Hi, it's Janice. I'll take 5. Is my voice on TV right now?
This is a story that takes place every Saturday. There's magic rocks, wild animals, techno, and rivalries that go back decades. This story has everything. Want to hear it?
He posts his thirst traps in a leather-bound album. Florida wants to retire and move to him. He's Gary.
And I'm your first Golden Bachelor.
Customize your own payments with no credit hit.
Look, there's a slidey thingy. I'm changing my own payments. I feel strong!
Shop for cars with no credit hit.
Grandma, they did it! Drive Time finally did it!
Shop for cars online with no credit hit at drivetime.com.
At Houston Methodist, our primary care physicians invest time in your visit so you're seen and heard, virtually and in person, at locations across the city.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Slow.
Let's go a Viking clap.
Oh, buff clap. That's the way to get it it started again here on College Game Day. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, will join us live as team is now turned up to 10 after the comments from Jay Norvell in Colorado State. The 400th headgear pick from Lee Corso. Much more coming on that in a matter of moments as well. Iconic figure starts the college football day. And The Rock. Does anybody know how to work a crowd like The Rock and Pat McAfee? Same set. Big time. Hey, field goal. You're going to give away $25,000 if a guy can make a field goal?
Yeah, here's the problem. It's the contestants, like 15-year soccer player.
Yeah, what a great lottery pick.
Run in a ringer, huh?
Yeah.
He wants to give his money away.
College kickers get mocked all the time. Let's see how people do. You know, just a 33-yarder for $25K for my guy who's a professional
How
stopper.
far out?
33 yards.
Okay. Like an NFL extra point, right?
Yeah, easy field goal for any college kicker as well. And this kid's going to bury it. I'm going to be out $25,000 in the first week. Okay.
Michigan plays Bowling Green, 7:30 Eastern time. This is the last game that Michigan will be without head coach Jim Harbaugh. Sharon Moore's going to run the show. Buffalo Wild Wings weekend menu. We've talked a little bit about Western Kentucky and Ohio State and that great receiver matchup. By the way, Jim Harbaugh is going to be out of town attending a celebration of life service for one of his former Stanford players. Watched the game on his computer on the way back to Ann Arbor, and next week he will return as the sideline boss during the game for the Wolverines. Today is Sharon Moore's show, the outstanding offensive coordinator. New overtime rules. This is the 8th overtime. Everybody's trying two-point conversions to try to keep it going. Penn State answers. In terms of number of overtimes, longest game in college football history, broken up. Sean Clifford and now Brandon Peters, the former Michigan quarterback, turned to Illinois late in his career, and he wins the game. Two-point conversion, and the Fighting Illini knocked out number 7 Penn State in Happy Valley. Oh, by the way, Penn State is number 7 today. Early start.
Yeah, I think I believe in Penn State. And this is a wild thing to say because of how Penn State has done over the most recent decade or so in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
A lot of hype, fan base is big, and then the team ultimately lets them down at some point. This year it feels different. With the way Drew plays a quarterback and the way he can spin it with Singleton and Allen today against this Illinois defense that looks nothing like what it looked last year when it was like number 1 in the country. Toledo went for 416 against Illinois. So I believe in this Penn State team, and I think today is a good one for them.
Yeah, I think Penn State is right there. I think the big question is Drew Aller. Now we're going to get that next step for him in his development playing on the road in a tough environment. It's up to this point, he's been at home. He's been able to kind of play with things in his favor. He's going to hit some adversity today. As that Illinois defense, as much as they didn't look great last week, they're back home. And they're off of a loss. They're going to have a little bit of grit to them, to me, Des. So I think this is a close game. I would not be surprised at all. Remember that? Was this the game 2 years ago? Went into like 9 overtimes. Nobody wanted.
That's what we just showed.
Well, I was trying to find my rundown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I was on the ground.
That's it. 2 years ago, 9 overtimes, right?
See where I threw it on the ground here. I was asking him while you were saying it. What letter are we on? Jimmy didn't tell me, so I figured it out. I apologize. I missed that.
It's all right.
So anyway, Illinois, I think they'll keep it close, but I really want to see Aller, not just for today.
Yeah.
Because if Penn State's going to go where we think they could go, it's up to him. So let's see how he plays today on the road.
We'll find out a lot about Penn State's team today because they're going to go through some adversity, Illinois. But I know Stanford, Steve, you have this game. You wanted to talk about this, Penn State, Illinois?
I just talked about with Kirk, the idea of Drew Aller being on the road.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Everybody talks about, like you said, they're going to go play Michigan. They're going to go play, Ohio State. This is where you got to see Aller on the road when things get uncomfortable. But I just want to go back to Pat for 1 second. You said you think you believe.
Yeah.
So is that...
Well, he does. You know why he thinks he believes? Because he picked them to lose week 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're going back there.
So now that they beat West Virginia,
let me tell you
now he believes.
I think our West Virginia team isn't as terrible as they might have looked against Penn State. I just think Penn State's the real deal this year. And I think it's the first time in a long time. So I think I'm believing in what James Franklin's doing up there. Into the quarterback on the road, he's an Ohio guy. Drew Aller's an Ohio guy. I think he's going to be ready for it, and I think this team's different than the line.
I know you didn't put it on the fridge, but would you take the 14 with the early start?
I think you have to.
Would you take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you got it.
What about Wisconsin?
Wisconsin has not been great to start. We've seen transition. The defense hasn't been great. Went out, they were down 24-9 in the first half on the Palouse last week. Didn't look good. Love the quarterback for Georgia Southern, Bryn. He's been fantastic. Almost 80% completion percentage. He's thrown for almost 600 yards in 2 games. Georgia Southern. Wisconsin still figuring things out. I'm going to take the 20 with Georgia Southern on the road in Madison.
Stevie, you need a big week, you know.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened last week?
What happened? You know what, though?
I missed it.
I'm a guy when it comes to this.
Yeah.
You're still learning these teams, right?
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out the tendencies. Now, week 3.
Now we go.
Now we go.
Now we go. Okay.
Now we go.
Now we go.
Preseason's over.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time to get rolling. No qualms, no worries about my man here.
No, he'll get it going.
He'll get it long term for sure. He's going to speak about winter. There he is.
There he comes.
400. He's getting ready. 400 headgear.
Could someone tell LC he's on? He's in rehearsal.
Look, there he is. Sunshine Scooter back in the day.
Jet black.
You know, Louisville and Indiana, a couple of the places.
Italian stallion.
They played today.
Yeah.
Corso Bowl.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's beautiful.
There he is with Chris Fowler, Colorado alum.
1987. There he is with Mark Cuban.
So iconic, man. Just college football, basically.
Yeah. It has become a staple of every college football Saturday when Lee Corso puts on the headgear. But the last time College Game Day came to Boulder, Corso had never donned a mascot head. He really never even thought about it. He did have its roots here in Boulder, maybe an inspiration for an idea, because 3 weeks later, a tradition was born. Brutus was the first headgear, and today he signals another milestone as LC will put on the headgear for the 400th time.
When LC puts on the headgear every Saturday morning, that is the moment when the day of football can start.
Could have never have dreamt that it would have become where we are today, where fans every week, that's what they wait for, to see which headgear he's going to put on.
I like Ohio State's speed and power, but I question their place kicker and their punter.
The headgear tradition started in 1996 at Ohio State. Herb Street was fairly new on the show, and Kirk's wife Allison had been an Ohio State cheerleader.
He thought I might have some kind of in to try to get Brutus his headgear.
They had to do some very high-level, tense negotiations.
I'm telling you, it took 3 or 4 different back and forths until finally they green-lighted Brutus.
I'm telling you one thing. Buckeyes!
Let's just examine the Brutus head. It's a head representing a nut, a two-tone nut.
I like the Buckeyes!
So it's ridiculous looking. You can't help but laugh.
Hey, 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 hey!
And when he sensed that that was an entertaining moment that resonated with fans across the sport, he embraced it, and it's become a beloved tradition.
Colorado in a big upset!
I remember him as a young kid watching College Game Day, and Lee Corso was on there putting on the headgear. He is College Game Day.
I feel like I've been watching Lee Corso do that since, I was in high school. The different antics he's used and mascots he's used has been pretty incredible.
Pirate wolf costume, a purple cow! Cow!
To this day, I still watch and anticipate to see what he's going to do.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Seeing him fire off the guns is pretty funny.
My favorite one, we're at Texas, and McConaughey starts wrestling the LSU Tiger head off of LC. There was a little trickle of blood.
Katy Perry was incredible. Like, she damn near broke my man's nose, taking the mascot head off of him.
I think that the best one might be the outtakes.
How can you pick against SMU?
Throwing out some words that might needed to be edited.
My favorite memories definitely include live animals.
We got a live duck. Who's on the set?
He's not afraid of gamecocks. He's not afraid of alligators. He's not afraid of dogs of any kind.
That dog is beautiful. That dog is ugly. Give me this thing here.
I think the best part is when Coach does the okey-doke, where he grabs one head, gets ready to put it on,
and then he chucks it to the side and grabs the other one.
I'm going with Sweet Home Alabama.
Anytime I'm watching and you don't know, what he's going to pick up, that's all pretty exciting.
Penn State.
Give him that hat. Does that mean you're going to go against your first love, Brutus?
Coach Corso is a maestro of the crowd. He can take them on a ride like not many people in the history of television can.
Corso with the duck. He's always got something ready for the people. And to see him come out as Ben Franklin was just absolutely incredible.
I founded Penn. This is my school.
My best moment is when he picked Texas to win the national championship.
Tonight, they shocked the entire universe.
And all the other guys up there were totally against him.
I'm going with Texas Longhorns. Hook up, Texas!
And then we won. And I've praised Coach for that ever since.
There's a time with Bill Murray, we're at Death Valley at Florida State. And he comes up, Chief Osceola, and he's dancing. And Bill Murray sees that, and he picked Clemson, and he picks him up. WWE style. It's chaos everywhere.
Somebody that tried to copy that would be like, it would be silly. There's only one person who can do that, Lee Corso.
I think he's been a great ambassador for college football and has brought some great perspective, but also brought laughs and fun to a game that we have to remember is still supposed to be fun and supposed to be a game.
What he's provided to so many households, what he's provided to so many of us as coaches, he put a lot of fun in the game. I just can't thank him enough.
For Lee Corso to put on that headgear 400 times, it never gets old.
Roll Tide!
It's sincere, it's authentic, it's genuine, it embraces the fans, it embraces the tradition of what makes this sport unlike any other, and what makes Lee Corso a college football broadcaster, an icon that's unlike any other who's ever been involved with this sport.
And God bless the United States of America!
The fact that I've got a chance to sit next to you all these years and watch you do your thing and just learn from you, it just taught me so much about this industry, watching you perform and the way you did it.
There he is. The Kirk Herbstreit Show.
We love you so much. You're a piece of gold that we cherish every single week. You know, you've always said that we are in the entertainment business and football is our vehicle. And we were talking this morning, you said you always want to try to have fun and make people smile. Has that always been your goal?
Yes, it is. And 400, wow. And where has time gone? I first want to thank ESPN for sticking with me when I had my stroke. And then, second of all, a special shout out to Kirk's wife, Allison. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have had Brutus. And finally, to all my colleagues on the set for all these years, for putting up with me and my shtick. Thank you very much, and thank whoever put that up together. It means a lot to me.
Well, in sports, we like nice round numbers. So that's 400. On the way to 500 now. Off we go. Just keep rolling right there.
I'll never make it.
Hey,
we hope, though.
Hey, when you're riding with us, you're going to make it, pal. Absolutely, baby. You're going to be here. 400th pick coming a little bit later on. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be along to help. How cool was that? That'll be a great way to cap off this.
Those new tiles are falling right into place until you run out of, what are those called again? Oh, right. The Home Depot app is made for doing that doesn't miss a beat, so you can find what you need fast and keep things moving in the right direction. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5.
Wait, really? What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Wow. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 with a Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
On season 6 of Fansville, it's the last year of college football as we know it.
What's going on? The road to the playoff is expanding.
To 12 lanes.
Rivalries are crumbling.
Why are you leaving?
TV revenue. We wouldn't understand.
So we're just not rivals anymore?
Tensions are rising.
Where's the flag?
These refs should be criminally investigated. Do something!
Because this season, things are heating up.
What's happening, Sheriff?
It's a transfer portal. It's out of control.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Subway refreshed everything, and now they're slicing their deli meats fresh. That's why this QB prefers the new 5-meat beast.
And this QB prefers it.
And if we prefer it,
we know you'll prefer it too.
Are you trying to out-spokesperson me?
Maybe.
I've always loved building things, not just structures and skyscrapers, but teams who make it all possible. So we made sure that their futures may also stand the test of time.
Love the pants. Love the pants.
Oh, compliments are tough, but you just gotta own it. Thanks. It's Old Navy.
Iconic.
We asked you to discover where Metro Rapid was headed next as we developed the University Corridor bus service that runs like rail. This 25-mile transformational project will improve streets, sidewalks, and drainage, serving universities and underserved communities. Your input prompted designs for more traffic signals along Richmond and route changes in 3rd Ward, plus an underpass in the East End. Follow the progress and stay informed about Metro Rapid projects at ridemetro.org/MetroNext.
Any toppings, one price. It's what makes Mod, Mod.
How about 3 toppings?
One price.
6.5 toppings?
One price.
One topping, tripled.
Still one price. Any toppings, one price. At Mod.
Back here in Boulder on a beautiful morning. Big Orange going into the Swamp, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN for this traditional SEC showdown. And then Colorado State and Colorado, 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight as the Buffs try to go 3-0. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. Okay, so the Aflac trivia question. Steve, remind us of the question. I'm a little shaky here, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Who were the head coaches of each team the last time Colorado started 2-0 and Alabama was 1-1?
Probably in the last 30 years, too.
That's
30 years. I forget.
Hey, Reese, just why don't we brainstorm?
Let's say
Gary Barnett and
I'm going to say
Shula.
Yeah,
Bingo.
Let's say Mike Shula and Gary Barnett. Very good, baby. Very good. And boy,
wait,
I got it.
I just threw out
We
two
did
early
it.
names.
We did it. We got him again.
2003.
Very good. 20 years ago. Herbie. There we go. It's on fire.
I beat you.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
He found his rundown.
That was a lot of fun.
Okay, you helped us out. Here's a little help for you guys tonight doing the Tennessee-Florida game. Tennessee hasn't won there in 20 years. 9 straight losses. Gators have looked a mess in the early going. Now, you know there have been some great moments in this rivalry. Go all the way back to 1997. Peyton Manning never able to beat Florida. This game, this 88-yard pick six to Tony George probably ended up being the thing that weighed on him in the Heisman race.
This is his last chance. 4 chances. They thought the year before 96, Warfel got the best of him on the road this time at the Swamp. Just could not quite get it done.
Okay, now that was before this current streak started, but this was in it. Tim Tebow, 2007, on his way to the Heisman, threw for 299 and 2, ran for 61 and 2 more touchdowns. Gators rolled. Tebow won the Heisman despite subpar season by record standard for the Gators, 59-20. But now here's where the weird stuff started happening.
Okay.
2015, Vols. 13-point fourth quarter lead after Butch Jones kicked the extra point. Vol fans, they got really mad about this. It's 27-14 with 10 minutes to go. So instead, how about if you just find a way to stop Will Greer? How about when you have them 4th and 14, you don't give up a 63-yard touchdown pass?
Wow. Yeah.
What
I'm
can
with
go
you on that
wrong
one.
will go wrong.
Exactly.
And then they missed a field goal with time expired. Florida won it by a single. 2017, Vols had it won again. They're going to win in the Swamp. All there's left is just one more heave to the end zone. They knock it down, and it's all over.
Of course, right?
Felipe Franks. Come on, touchdown.
Get behind the defense.
It's like they're cursed when they go in there.
Yeah, man.
Felipe let that thing fly, and you see it in graphic fashion. What's happened? Florida is dominated. Will it change? DoorDash game day preps go to Josh Heupel and the pregame speech.
We want to play harder than everybody, and the ball matters more than anything else, all right? The third thing for me is in the critical moments, we're the smartest, most disciplined, understand the situation better than our opponent, and we're ready to freaking go smash that opportunity when it comes. Everybody got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, eat, hydrate, and sleep. That's your responsibility. Make sure that we're building this thing the right way. I'm talking about your bodies. Everybody got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, good work today.
So getting him hyped up there. Tennessee has lacked some explosiveness. They've had a bunch of drops, but they have been able to run the ball effectively.
Yeah, they're running the football. It's going to be a lot tougher, obviously. Night game at the Swamp. Florida's defense is revamped. You got a good young defensive coordinator going to be determined to get up into the line of scrimmage. But this is a really big test for us to see if Tennessee's not ready just for this game. But we have visions of them last year with Hendon Hooker and being so close with this new scheme when Josh Heupel attacks teams downfield vertically. Remember what they did last year to so many different teams. Could Joe Hilton be that guy? The inconsistency right now in their pass game makes you kind of wonder, Pat, if they can be that kind of offense. It's a big test on the road against this defense tonight.
Yeah, Tennessee hasn't won down there since 2003. That's a long time of a team having one particular team's number at home. And if you look at Heupel and the statistics since he's been hired, number 2 in points per game nationally, okay? So he has it. Can Milton be the guy for sustained success? Tonight is a great test for us to get rolling. Steve, I see you got your eyes on your 4-pack of tall pounders.
Yep.
Tennessee favored by 6 going into the Swamp. Haven't won there in 20 years.
Yeah, and you talked about Tennessee last week against Austin Peay. The way they've come out against Virginia and Austin Peay, it hasn't been good. They go punt, field goal, turnover on downs, field goal. That's not going to work tonight.
Austin Peay,
Yeah, that's not going to work tonight. If they do that, which I'm expecting because they just haven't started games well, this crowd is absolutely starving for a win. Starving for a win. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere. We got to take the home dog. Gators.
Who was the quarterback for Tennessee the last time they won in the Swamp?
I got that one. I got that one. Casey Clausen.
Casey Clausen.
Casey Clausen.
Good call. Good call.
Look at that. Good call.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what? That number keeps going down, too. It makes you wonder a little bit. South Carolina and Georgia this afternoon, the last team to come between the hedges and beat the Dogs. South Carolina, led by Will Muschamp, won 21 in a row since. Des, what are you looking for here?
You know, people think that because Georgia recruits so well, it's easy for them to just reload their defense and they'll be great, but I'm not sure that's the case. So I'm going to show you a tape that's going to talk about the newcomers on defense, guys you're not familiar with. Now, it's hard to evaluate the defense. Isn't that right, Coach Kirby?
It's hard to evaluate because, you know, the teams they played have been overmatched size-wise. We have more size than the team we've played, so it's a tough evaluation.
Couldn't agree with you more, Coach. So let's talk about Michael Williams, defensive end. A lot of hype during the offseason about this young man, 6'5", 265 pounds. Nolan Smith type of guy, pass rusher. Watch him tonight. Malachi Starks. This kid started as a true freshman every game. Heady, smart, instinctive. He's going to give Spencer Rattler nightmares if he doesn't know where he is at all times. And Jamon Dumas Johnson, he's the bell cow of the defense. Calls the defenses a lot of experience. They have some guys who are playmakers out there, but we haven't seen them against great competition. This is going to be a great test for Georgia's defense. I get a chance to evaluate them, and so does Kirby Smart after this game.
Yeah, and don't you think the other side, like Spencer Rattler, he's been getting hit.
Yeah.
Now he's got this defense that you're talking about. Does South Carolina have enough around Rattler to be a real threat in this game? Do they have the skill? Do they have the offensive line? Was not the case in the opener against North Carolina. They're going to have to obviously up the game a lot. We know what Rattler can do.
Yeah.
But I just want to see around him in this game.
I know it was early last year. Georgia shut him down
They did.
last year. New guys this time for sure.
Shut down a lot of people.
Yeah, they did. Did you bring your wallet? We were about to kick field goal for money.
Great.
You're going to go over there and take care of that?
Yeah, it's such a good idea.
Here's my question. Are you going to coach him up? You got 25.
The hell with this kid. I was hoping to do a segment where we feel bad for kickers that miss and say, like, it's harder than ever. First guy we picked, 15-year soccer player, about to take $25,000 of my money. It's going to be over before we start. I have no idea.
You have no idea.
Goal post.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey, there's some pressure on him, though, Pat. Don't underestimate the pressure.
Here we go.
You got your boots
Will
on.
Rogers
kick.
DoorDash is counting us down to kickoff on ESPN. Will Rogers, known for spinning it around under Mike Leach, running a different type of offense this year. What will he be able to do against LSU? LSU has dominated in Starkville, won 10 of their last 11. There's BK rolling in. They put up some numbers against Grambling, made a little bit of adjustments in terms of the way they use some guys on defense. How will they fare against Mississippi State? Kansas State, Chris Kleiman, boy, they have been so good non-conference regular season games against Power 5 opponents, and they whacked Missouri last year. Missouri,
be careful today.
Much improved defense. Can they find any offense at all? Also, Kansas State's had to shuffle a little bit on that offensive line. See if they can get their running game going, which without Deuce Vaughn hasn't quite been the same. And Missouri and Kansas State coming up. SEC Network just over an hour and 10 minutes away as we go down to Pat. And Pat, we've got the upright sitting there trying to give away the money.
All right, Pat, we bought a lot of time for you, so now we're all set.
Hey, Herbie, I really appreciate that. Yeah. And I'm certainly not the one who wanted this to be on TV, rather a commercial break, but here we are. So the concept is whenever a college kicker misses, everybody goes ahead and attacks them, obviously. Kicking's so easy. So what I wanted to do was offer up $25,000 to a random student, who can maybe make a 33-yard field goal, which is very easy. You got a pep band behind you, got the Spirit Squad, and we got my man, which is what year at school here?
Junior.
What is your major?
Business.
Have you ever kicked a ball before?
I played soccer for 13 years, so.
What do you say, Griff? What do you say, Griff?
Okay, Griff, well, good luck.
Come on, Griff. You got this, kid.
Take off my shoe.
Make Pat write a check.
You want.
Make Patty write a check. Let's go, kid.
So is the amount of lawyers and things that had to go through stuff for me to be able to do this $25,000 thing absurd. Just want to let you know that.
Easy. Griff, take your time. Take your time.
Going barefoot in his socks, does not want to kick in his fresh Yeezys. Griffin, who is a junior.
Come on, Griff.
33 yards for $25,000 in front of the people, and it's no good! Sorry about it, Griffin. Now, when a kicker misses a kick, understand that this ain't easy. This guy kicked balls for a baker's dozen worth of years, and that was embarrassing. Hey, Griffin, you're a good guy.
Pat,
great guy.
Kick one with your cleats that you got on there.
Those cowboy cleats. Kick one in the cowboy cleats. Let's go.
Thank you, Griffin. You saved my life.
Sorry about it.
Proud of you. Sorry about it.
Hey, make sure we get those goalposts packed up for next week, too. We'll do that again. The Rock will be our celebrity guest picker. He'll be along in just a little bit. Look forward to seeing who he picks in. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, will be joining us live to talk about the Buffs' resurgence and what comes next.
It was going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they messed around and made it personal.
My city, they told me they win. The city, who win? Who win? Who win? Who win? Who win? Who win? Who win?
When football was introduced, Arby's and boneless wings weren't a thing. Now they are a thing. And eating $5 boneless wings with fries is the most popular sport in America. Arby's, we have the meats.
We're the packing and shipping store, the two-sided color printing store. We're everything your small business needs to make it everything it should be. The one-stop, secret weapon to make a lot of noise and be unstoppable store, the UPS store.
Cashback is good, but double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year, which is cashback at its best.
We're making Italian beef sandwiches. First, let's prep the meat. No beef. First, we're gonna get the ingredients. Let's go to the ingredients, okay? Let's get them ingredients. We got tinfoil, right? We get groceries, DoorDash.
My store and my design business were exploding, but my old internet was not letting me run the show. So we switched to Verizon Business Internet. They have business-grade internet nationwide.
Make the switch. It's your business. It's your Verizon.
There's never a dull moment for the Nelsons. Fifth-generation Montana ranchers. Since 1868, they've been herding cattle, reeling in trout, and exploring Paradise Valley from their backyard. Here's to another 150 years of adventure. There's a story in every piece of land. Run with us on a John Deere Gator XUV and start telling yours.
Desmond Howard, here to see my college football collection.
Impressive stuff, little man.
Geico makes it easy to insure. My car and RV, too.
Wow.
Gloves from your famous catch.
How'd you get those? Great smile. Is this from when the band ran on the field?
Yep, 1982.
What is this?
Oh, no, don't touch the,
Not so fast, my friends. Not so fast, my friends.
It'll turn off eventually.
For all your insurance needs from home to car to RV, it's easy to Geico.
Duncan, it's very advanced. Science, algebra, formulas. You know, there's a lot that goes into this. You can't just come up with a name.
Ice Spray's Munchkin's drink.
What would that be?
You put the Munchkin in the Dunkin'.
I think I got replaced.
Oh, Booking.com. I'm going to somewhere, anywhere. A beach house, a tree house. Honestly, I don't care. Hello, humidity. A fancy hotel with a sexy garden.
Landscape architect.
A tiny home with aggressive flair. Somewhere, anywhere. As long as they have childcare.
Booking.com. Booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
I'm flat out coming. It's gonna be a different feel, a different attitude, a different energy.
We gonna outwork them.
You gotta work. We gonna work when? It's time. We're gonna win right now, not later. That man next to you is American. Every darn thing you got right now. That man next to you is a dog. Let's go hunt today. That man next to you is somebody that got to have it today. I got receipts. You believe in you? You believe in that? I believe. We ain't coming no more.
Programs who've been struggling, just thirsty for energy, and man, have they found it with Deion Sanders at Colorado.
Well, there you go.
True. It has been a minute. Thanks. Oh, well. Wow. Now that's dedication.
Hey, let's go.
That is. Committed. Jay Norvell had a little something to say on his coach's show this week.
I do love that has become the story.
It's a thing. It's like a thing,
Rocky
right?
Mountain Showdown. Just because you throw something in there,
and we can get some shade.
Wow.
Hey, look at you. Raise that Mount Rushmore buffs you up there.
I haven't earned that, but I'm excited to be up there with those boys.
I think with that pick, you've earned that.
Yeah.
out the gate.
What's going on with Taylor Swift?
I don't know. There's a lot of talk about her potentially dating Travis Kelce. I'm not going to continue to spread rumors.
Is that a done deal?
I think so. It feels like it. Congrats on him coming into the NFL. He's going to be a gentleman.
Your challenge to him this week about representing football was huge.
All of football. Ralphie's a girl, which is the Buffalo mascot here, that is actually a bison. So, I mean, there's a lot of things. And yes, they do. Okay. And whoever wins special teams portion of the game tonight, going to win the game as well. Just need to know that.
That's going to be the difference, huh?
Yep.
Special teams.
Well,
Gotcha.
yeah, that certainly would be unfortunate.
That's pretty good.
That's kind of true right now.
Yeah.
Raised by and it's
personal.
And it's personal.
Understood.
Yeah.
Wayne "The Rock" Johnson will be with us a little bit later on as our celebrity guest picker. Congratulations to Lee Corso.
That was an incredible moment over there.
That was really good.
We were all crying.
Really good. Yeah, man, for real.
What a legend, dude.
So got a great response from the crowd here too, showing their appreciation for what Lee has meant to this sport and to Saturday mornings.
I mean, literally all of us grew up watching him and a much younger Kirk Herbstreit, but still looks the exact same every single Saturday morning. Me getting an opportunity to meet him, he is just as much as a beauty in person as
he's the best, right?
The best.
The We're Back department. They've got 2 big weeks coming up. Not that tonight's not huge, and the pressure has been elevated. They've got Oregon on the road next week. USC comes in here the week after that. And then, of course, tonight they have Colorado State. and why not? And here he is. Coach Prime Deion Sanders.
He looks awesome.
We're going to get a microphone on Deion and have him come and join us here to talk about this phenomenon and the great start that Colorado is off to, what tonight means, all of the different things that they have going. Look at all of our people working here to make sure this happens on time.
Yeah, the game day crew is obviously special behind the scenes.
Top notch, man. Top notch.
So is the Colorado Buffaloes football team. They got a media team that is selling this program the right way. That's got these folks buying in as much as they are. It's an incredible operation that Brian brought to town.
Deion's son, Bucky.
Right in the middle of all that.
Doing a fantastic job.
I got a chance to go over the defensive line coach Sal Sinceri, a longtime friend of mine. His wife Roxanne cooked Italian food for the defensive line this week. We went in, and there were a few meatballs left over. We took them up to Deion.
All right, man. Congrats.
This guy. Come on, baby. You should see these boots I got, too. Hey, no, you're the man.
Good to see you, my friend. Great to see you.
Nice.
Clean self.
Nice watch.
Let me cover that up. That's a knockoff. You know that ain't real. That's a knockoff.
How about this? Just not quite a year ago, we were with you at Jackson State, and look what you've done in a short period of time with these people.
Look what we've done. We have a tremendous staff. Crazy. Support staff. Rick George gave me the opportunity, and I'm loving every minute of the Colorado. Look at the weather.
Look at this.
Lovely. This is beautiful.
Are you kidding me?
Wow, it don't seem like it was just yesterday.
Right.
That you guys were in Jackson. This is true.
Yeah.
That allows you to know how good God is.
Yeah.
That's right.
No doubt.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Let's talk about that. Obviously, the story of college football, the reason why we're here, the reason why you're here, is how quickly you were able to turn it over. What is it about your culture that set in so quick and had immediate success, you think, for these Colorado Buffaloes?
Oftentimes when coaches recruit, the recruits come in and the recruits are interviewing the coaches. We're interviewing the recruits to make sure you have the intangibles, smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. But not only that you love the game. You got an affinity and a passion for the game. You got something about that game. I need to know your why. Is it your mama who's working 9 to 5 all her life? Is it your father who's on drugs that you try to get out of? Is it a great household who you had wealth, but you want to continue the legacy? We got to find that intangible, that why we identify those kids and we bring them here.
Coach, we've talked a lot about Shador and Travis Hunter. Tell us about your defense, especially about Shiloh and what Shiloh brings to your defense.
Oh, first of all, you can't just talk about defense without Coach Kelly. Coach Charles Kelly coming from Alabama. And
yes, sir.
We've known each other for such a long time. But implementing that attitude, that physicality, and you got a guy like Shiloh who's no nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't give him the D that says dog because I wouldn't hear the end of it. So I couldn't get it. And then he's my son, that thought I was, favoritism. But we have some like-minded men on that defense who has a commitment to excellence. Mickey Andrews taught us how to always get to the ball, and we practice that. We practice that, so it becomes a habit.
I want to ask you just about what people don't know yet about this team. I mean, we've seen you guys play a couple games. Everybody's enamored with Shador and the big playability, but the fundamentals seem to be there. Like, this is a team that's clearly well coached. But what do the fans not know yet?
Say that again. I don't think they heard you.
No, for real. I mean, it shows. Yeah. What do we not know yet about this team that eventually is going to play itself out?
I mean, people made a big deal out of how many we brought in. But like you say, we haven't been penalized much. And it's been self-inflicted wounds when we are penalized. These young men are disciplined, not only on the field, off the field, as well as in the classroom. The biggest thing that we've earned since we've been here in that mass exodus is we had the highest GPA in the history of Colorado football last spring.
How about that? That's all.
Yeah. So our guys understand the commitment and what it takes, and they understand the sacrifice. There's no way you can sit up here if you ain't sacrificing that. Yeah. There's no way you could get out there and ball out if you ain't sacrificed something. Right. It has to be a sacrifice, and they're willing to sacrifice those little things that disable them to go forward.
You teaching discipline, accountability, loyalty, buy-in, being a great teammate. Yeah. My mama taught me that is the stuff that matters whenever you're an actual human. Now, I did hear from a coach that also coaches a team in this particular state earlier this week that his mama.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, not my mama.
Talking about mamas? You bringing mamas up here? When you start bringing mamas up here.
I'm quoting. I am quoting.
You start bringing mamas up here.
I'm a journalist. I'm on ESPN.
When you start bringing mamas, I got to put 1 foot back. When you start talking about mamas, you know you got to.
Yeah, his mama taught him that you don't wear sunglasses and a hat whenever you're talking to adults. And, I know that is something that the elite athletes will always pull from and draw inspiration from, so you're certainly going to do that.
Oh,
but why do you think that is a reaction? Why do you think people even judge you, especially with the success you've had in everything?
When you so right, you got to find something wrong. We are so right now. You got to find something wrong. And if you could just search and go through this, you can't talk about the kids, you can't talk about the coaches, you can't talk about the way we play. You got to come at me personally. And you got to find something wrong. But guess what? My mama may be a part of the pregame speech today.
Oh, okay.
My mama may be a part of that today. I'm just letting you know. That's something that nobody knows. She may be a part of that today.
I love that. And the sunglasses are so sweet that you released. I got a pair. They made me look more handsome.
You blessed me yesterday.
Did we move some?
Move some ain't a word. What was the numbers? 1.2 mil?
Oh, we
moved some.
Thanks, Coach.
Moved some.
Coach Prime sunglasses by Blenders. I'm told they're available for pre-order right now. It's part of all of that. Look, I want to ask you, I heard you say something in another interview. You said you make people nervous. Why?
Because I'm willing to step outside the box and consistently be me. You know one thing I love about this show, amongst many things? All you guys are consistently who you are. Desmond, I love his laugh. When I just hear his laugh, I mean, you're the perfect quarterback. And what you bring to the table is unbelievable. And this is a pillar of consistency and professionalism that I love. And when you start doing things consistently that they can't detect or detach or they can't, they judge, but they can't duplicate it.
Right.
That places fear in people's heart. And you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
God, I love it.
Yes,
I love it. It ain't no difference from when you play.
Yeah.
This is a game to me, and we playing to win. Not only to win, we playing to dominate.
But you, magnetic personalities, we know. December 7th, Prime Video will launch Coach Prime Season 2, show everything behind the scenes with Colorado football, show the hat, the glasses. What are the chances you think Jay Norvell talks to you today and takes off his hat? He's wearing one.
Well, when we meet at the conclusion of the game, just keep the cameras rolling.
Why Why'd he do it? I don't understand.
It's like every week there's something, but can we?
I don't bother nobody, man.
I
don't say nothing. Even when I played, the misconception when I played, Desmond, that I talked junk. I didn't talk junk when I played. I told you what I was going to do, but I'd never downed another man.
Exactly.
Went ahead and humiliated another man. I don't believe in that. I want to uplift and promote and provoke change in everybody. I can't down another man. How God's going to bless me for putting another man down? I don't believe in that.
I mean, you think about it, though, but it gives you such great theater. Why is it that you think that theater like that... Wait, what is this?
Uh-oh. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. That is my guy. Oh, I love you, Rock. I love you, baby. Oh, my God. The Rock is here. The Rock is here. The Rock.
Everybody is here.
The Rock is here.
Everybody is in Colorado.
Oh, my God. You didn't know that? No. You got to be kidding me, man. Yeah, man. I came to see you. You didn't know that? You know who this man is.
E-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. This man could run for president and win. You do know that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Yes, and he's...
I think we got you right there.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Wayne The Rock Johnson.
You can feel the electricity, Coach Prime.
Grab his mic there.
Colorado.
Hey, you know.
Remember your mic there.
Here we go. You can feel the electricity, Colorado.
Rock, I need you to do, come here. I need you to do that one more time, but put these on.
Watch this. Watch this. These are the ones.
Those are the ones.
These are the ones.
Yeah, you're going to get more out of it. I need you to do it one more time.
You got enough.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
We'll try it one more time.
Yeah.
Colorado, you can feel the electricity.
That was it. Come on. That was the one. That was the one.
That's good stuff.
That was the
good
one.
stuff.
Blender's glasses available now, Brian.
I need to get a pair of them joints.
Rock, you come in here, you know football, obviously played at Miami. What is it that you see from what Deion has been able to do at Colorado that's so fascinating and compelling?
Here's what I can see. I think, what Deion is doing right now, let's talk about this just for a second, is we are witnessing something that is not only game-changing in the face of college football, but also something that's very special. And what that special thing is passion mixed with love, mixed with disruption, mixed with swagger, mixed with confidence. But also there's an undercurrent here that Coach Prime is doing, is he's changing the face of college football, and he's doing it his way. But he's also doing it in a way that, and this is the hard part, that is galvanizing not only a town in Boulder, Colorado, but also galvanizing an entire country.
Yeah.
Wow. You make me cry, man. Rock trying to make me cry. All recruits, did you hear? We ain't hard to find.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being with us, man. Great luck.
I appreciate
Great to have us with us. Deion Sanders, head coach of Colorado. Rock, if you will, could you take a break and get these people fired up?
Let's go. Let's do this, baby. Colorado.
Wow.
You had no idea.
No.
We've got so much more coming up with The Rock. And I think that this show might have done one thing that probably never happened in Deion Sanders' entire playing career. I think we caught him flat-footed with The Rock. I think we might have got him. I think we might have gotten behind him.
Oh, I love you so much, man. Thank you.
Sometimes all you need to change your life is a sign. Like an actual sign that's like above you. And no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist. It's like they made beer into a place and gave that place sports and chicken wings. And the people, the best. Marty! You're dead weight! Yeah, this place is kind of like heaven. You know, without needing to get hit by a bus. Let's go sports bar!
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy.
Stay off the freeways.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Whee! Where'd Arby's Buffalo Boneless Wings go? Whee! Hot Honey Barbecue, too. Whee! Oh, there they are, with fries for $5. Arby's, we have the meats.
Moderate to severe eczema still disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it disrupts my skin with itch. It disrupts my skin with rash. But now, I can disrupt eczema with Rinvoq. Rinvoq is not a steroid, topical, or injection. It's one pill once a day. Many taking Rinvoq saw clear or almost clear skin, while some saw up to 100% clear skin. And they felt dramatic and fast itch relief, some as early as 2 days. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer. Death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your doctor about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
On a Heartbreaking Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
So this is goodbye?
Tech's moving to a new conference.
So we're not rivals anymore? What about our history?
This realignment's bigger than us both, but here, I got you something to remember me by.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar?
0. Like the odds of you making the playoff. Gotta go.
I'll always hate you in your overrated school.
I'll hate yours too.
We're still gonna out-recruit you.
We have higher academic standards.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
This house is a Generac house. And you're just the person to keep it running. Because a proud homeowner has a protective instinct. And frankly, the brains to know the grid is gonna let you down sometimes. That's why when the rest of the block is lighting candles and looking for flashlights, you're ready to rock and roll. It's not just a generator, it's a power move. Request a free quote today.
College Football Playoff National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. That's the prize at the end of the rainbow, the final year of the 14 playoff. Colorado dreams that someday they will be in the middle of that. We've got 4 games coming up at noon Eastern time, including Florida State, Boston College on ABC, Mississippi State, and LSU follows us here on ESPN as well. And Jordan Travis from the Seminoles getting set. Weather not as bad as they had anticipated in Boston. Red bandana game for the Eagles. The Seminoles have Clemson coming up next week. We'll look forward to that game coming up among those many that will start at noon Eastern time. Remember when USC dominated college football? Everybody in Hollywood loved them. They'll be on top forever. Nope. How about the Alabama dynasty? It's bad for the sport that they win so much, people say. Now with Georgia, they'll never lose again. But what people forget is that those powerhouse programs went through some dark days before they got back to the top, much like teams that are resurgent this year, Miami, Texas, Penn State, and Florida State. Now, there have been flashes over the last 10 years. Seminoles won it all in 13. But over the last 10 years, if you add up the number of losing seasons and coaching changes, that number is 7 times greater than the number of conference championships or playoff berths that these 4 have. But it appears the slumbering giants are awake.
There's a different vibe, a different juice about this football team.
They are a playoff caliber team. I don't think there's any question about that.
Here comes pressure, throws it up into the end zone. Good! Touchdown, Florida State!
I'm going to tell you, you are built for this.
looks, delivers downfield, touchdown, Penn State.
That might be the most difficult offense to defend in the entire Big Ten.
We talked about getting better each week. If we do that, we'll like where we're at come the end of the season.
Van Dyke to the end zone, he goes! Touchdown, Canes! Why not us? There's something different in the air here in South Florida.
You know, when Miami's done the right way, it's the best one of them all.
Where's from the pocket, launching downfield! Touchdown, Texas! This is what we do. This is what we're on now.
That one game isn't going to define our season.
Nobody said it was going to be easy.
We've got goals and aspirations of being champions this year.
And we are here at the DoorDash dashboard as you take a look at the conference title odds that these teams have. Florida State and Texas. People not quite believing in Penn State and Miami just yet, but with all of the history and the tradition that we have with these here at the DoorDash dashboard, staying power is the question. How do you assess Florida State? Do they have enough staying power for the rest of the season?
I think they really do. We talked earlier about the talent, but they also have a lot of depth. I love the depth offensively and defensively. I think that Florida State, they're looking pretty good. Right out the gate, tough test. LSU, second half, dominated the Bayou Bengals. I like the adjustments that they made during the game. I think they have staying power, you guys. What do you think?
I think so, too. I like their weapons, even though Johnny Wilson's going to have to start catching the ball a little bit more. I like what Jordan Travis is doing. Coach Norvell, I think, has the boys ready to go. 3 in the country right now. Florida State's in a great spot.
I think they're real. I think they've got all the ingredients. They've got a team that's coming out of some really tough years. I think they got a motivated team, and they got the quarterback. So I think, and the defense is going to get better and better. Adam Fuller does a great job on that side. So the one game, they're going to be ready for all the big ones. That game worries me because Duke is real, and they don't sound real.
Right.
So that's a
basketball.
Yes.
Right.
That one's obvious.
Poor old Clemson.
There's some obvious ones up there, but that's the one. Next week. That's at noon, by the way, not a night game at Death Valley.
Early, so and the thing is, Florida State got themselves a little wiggle room there. They don't have to win that game.
No,
they come back and win the ACC
Death Valley
championship.
at noon is totally different challenge
than at night.
What about Texas? Staying power.
The two teams after 2 weeks that I think are the two that you have to say are real are Florida State and Texas, based on what we've seen and what they've been able to do. That win last week. Now, on the back end, how does yours and Texas handle it? Old Texas, they're going to show up flat today. Old Texas is going to stumble against a team they shouldn't. I'm buying in on this new Texas, another team that's suffered and been through some pain. They got the quarterback. I just hope they use this as a springboard, Des.
I love
not as a game that's going to be, then they go back down.
I love the way they responded on the road when they dealt with adversity in Tuscaloosa against Alabama. Shows the maturity of that team. Good challenge today against Wyoming, though.
I think so. And the thing that we have to talk about with this Texas team, they are so big and so athletic. I was very lucky to be on the field with that game.
You're standing right there on that touchdown.
I'm standing next to Matthew McConaughey, who's trying to get the power from the moon on into the team.
It landed right there.
Right here. Right in front Quinn Ewers threw that ball to a spot. I literally watched. It was like a punt perfectly in his hands. And then you think about A.D. Mitchell is out there as well.
He's beautiful.
The D-line is huge. Like, this team has the best odds.
So we're all buying in on these guys. We like them all.
I like
both
Texas
these
a
teams,
lot.
right?
Both are 2 for 2.
We're not going to be seeing a lot of this for a while. It's going to be a lot of this.
Well, they may try, but it may not work.
It may not matter.
What about Penn State, Pat?
So the reason why I like Penn State is because not only is their run game good, but their quarterback seems to be a guy, Ohio guy, out of Cleveland. It's always been a question mark. Can the quarterback get them to the place they want to go to, which is the top of the Big Ten, which has been home of Ohio State and Michigan for so long? I think their fans are ready, and I think this team is built to be like that.
They always have big athletic players around this quarterback. The quarterback is very, very different. Allard gets his first test on the road. So we'll see how he handles that. We all expect him to play well. My question for you guys is, are we putting them yet in the category with the first two? Are you putting them?
I think they're on the road there.
I'm not yet.
No,
I mean, they've got
this is the one
pointed.
Yes, sir. That one.
They've got this one over here.
Exactly.
So they've got some behemoths.
A good test today against Illinois, though, on the road.
Yeah. I want to see Allard step up in this one.
And I think the one that people are most skeptical about that we had in that piece is probably Miami. Now, look, that was a great win against Texas A&M, but it's Texas A&M. They've got problems of their own. But maybe we need a little more reinforcement here to see exactly what the Hurricanes have. Let's bring out the former Hurricane.
Come on.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Come on, baby. baby.
So, Rock, is there staying power? There's staying power with the Hurricanes.
Hey, wherever you want.
Wherever you want. You were right in the middle.
Here we go.
Are the Hurricanes back? They got some staying power now?
I think so. Our Mario Cristobal, they're 3-0. They had a great win last week against Texas A&M. Protecting Van Dyke, what he came in and did in terms of Cristobal, making sure that he revamped that O-line. No surprise there because, of course, he's no lineman. He's got that DNA, and they're looking good. They're looking solid, so I'm proud of my boys.
Yeah, people always want to talk about the Miami swag. You live that, right? Yeah. It just seems like everybody's tried to talk about that. Mario's not doing that, but what do they do to be able to get back to being that team that they used to be? How do you do that?
Well, I think what you do is Mario doesn't have to do that because Mario lived it.
Yeah.
That's what we did back then, and so he lived it. He lived that swagger, and he understands national champions, etc. So he just has to continue to do what he's doing, which is, at the end of the day, the hard work is the only thing that's going to be the other current in that program right now, and I think he's bringing them back.
Yeah, I hope so.
As I was thinking back in Miami swagger, it occurred to me there was a game here in 1993 that Miami swagger was on display.
Was a fight?
Yeah, here in 1993.
It was the fight.
It was the fight. There was a fight. Let's see if we can find 94 in here. Can we find 94? Fighting. 12 guys got ejected.
Yes. Yeah.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
Tell me about the fight, Rock. Here he is.
Like wine, baby.
Like wine or vinegar, yes. Well, let's talk about the hair. We'll save that for later. But listen, that was a hell of a game. We came in here. That team was a great team back then. Had Cordell Stewart. They were just a couple of years removed from winning the national championship too as well. So that was a huge fight. Not our proudest moment, but as Coach Prime used to use, as he says, it's personal. It's always personal.
That's when shoulder pads were shoulder pads.
Exactly.
There are no shoulder pads there. What do you mean?
I do have a question. Did you chase the mascot in this melee at all?
I may or may not have chased the mascot, yes, because I was still looking. So in this moment, I was still looking for action. When you're heads up, and you still want some action. I looked over and I happened to see the mascot, and he was gesturing like, "Oh, you want some action?" So then I tried to chase him up into the stands.
I'll bet you the mascot wouldn't want any action right now. No. Rock's going to get ready to make some picks with us.
Let's do this.
We're going to have some food coming our way from our College Game Day tailgate chefs. We're going to bring that food out and share it with the people over there. Steve Queen, Jerry McGinty from River and Woods right here in Boulder. There's some of that buffalo coming up there. We don't even get a taste of this. The Rock will be with us to make some picks. LC with his 400th headgear. It's all coming up on a great morning here in Boulder.
$200 instantly. Just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute. There's my $200. That was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Action so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown. Nah, interception.
When football was introduced, Arby's and boneless wings weren't a thing. Now they are a thing. And eating $5 boneless wings with fries is the most popular sport in America. Arby's, we have the meats.
Go saving this goat done took over our office. And he's using it to send out medical bills. Good hands.
Hospital bill for crime.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. Modify.
give me 1,000 subscribers, I'll shut up right now.
You're a
Mentor, teammate. If y'all give me 300
It doesn't
subscribers, I'll
matter
shut up for the
who
next
you
3
are.
hours.
We are all bonded together in trying to overcome this.
We send out a contractor and covered the bill. Here's another water line break.
Call or go online now to help protect yourself from the high cost of a water or sewer line repair. Plans start at just $7.99 a month.
Contact HomeServe before there's a problem.
Call 1-800-643-6660 or visit homeserve.com.
When they start to come back, man, it is tough to match that for College Game Day. Jay Norvell. Hey, you know what? I want to say, I haven't had a chance to say this. Okay. So what? He was talking to his team. No. Norvell wanted to let him know, hey, we're not afraid, right? All right.
Well, he did it in a media interview, but yeah.
Well, but when you talk to the media, you're either talking to the media, your fans, or your players.
And
right?
you're talking to the other team, too.
Well, he did. Fair enough. Got their attention. Fair enough.
Certainly did.
I mean, they're 24-point underdogs. What's going to happen? They're going to lose by 34? I mean, you got nothing to lose.
True. Very true.
Good for them. Jen Latta with story on someone who's seen pretty much everything with the Buffs, Jen.
That's a really great point, Reese. You know, Folsom Field is celebrating 100 years this year. And in November, Peggy is celebrating 99. When it comes to celebrities here in Boulder, it is Prime and it is Peggy. When the two of them met earlier this year, they really bonded over shared beliefs in a higher power and in the heights that the Buffaloes could reach this season.
6 days a week, 98-year-old Peggy Copham travels a few blocks from her Boulder home to Sacred Heart of Jesus, her place of worship. Here, she prays for her family, for the world, and in the fall, the guys who occupy this place of worship.
It's the most majestic setting in all of college football. This building is rocking right now.
There have been a few times that I think they need some prayer.
End zone! Touchdown! Shedeur Sanders came with the heater.
I tell the Blessed Mother to get interested in this game.
A lot has changed since the Boulder native and her twin Betty were born on November 19th, 1924. But the one thing that has never wavered is Peggy's commitment to the Colorado Buffaloes.
We wanted to go to everything. We just have a loyalty. We're the Colorado natives, and that's our school.
The twins started going to games when they were teenagers and stayed through marriage and motherhood, ever matching and ever present in the last row of Section 104.
They have their pom-poms. They love to cheer. I'm telling you, they'll be here for another 90 years. Unbelievable ladies.
Betty and I never would leave a game early. We always said we would never leave those kids on the field alone.
For 95 years, they were a tandem. But in August of 2020, Betty died after a battle with cancer. The following summer, the university honored the twins with 2 trees and a plaque along the Buff Walk near Folsom Field.
Take room for me up there, Betty. I'm trying on. I'm doing the best I can. We had a lot of fun. God bless you.
I want you to meet this young man right here.
How you doing? I'm Peggy.
Peggy, how you doing?
Are you Prime?
That's what they call
Do
me.
I call you that or?
No, you call me anything
Yeah.
you want. You good.
Well, how about good looking?
There you go.
That'll do. Okay. It's unbelievable what it's been like. I've never would have ever dreamed one man could cause this much excitement and interest.
You know what we need to do when we have the spring game? We need to bring you down on the field.
98-year-old Peggy Copham, a CU superfan. What a moment for her. She's seen some good times. She's seen the bad times.
Peggy's definitely a sweet lady, and she loves Colorado football, so we love her.
Got a game ball here for our most valuable player.
You look at her and you're like, this is a fan. This is the people that we're playing for.
Give me my theme music. And then he grabbed me and we started dancing again, and I've got this big football in my arm and trying not to fall down, and here we are dancing.
Peggy and Prime. It's a new tandem, aligned in celebrating a good time, and at long last at Folsom Field, a good team too.
I feel really grateful to have Deion Sanders here. I'm tired of being a good loser. We've been a good loser for many years, and it is really fun to be a good winner. I'm grateful that at my age that I can still be here and cheer for the team.
And we are so lucky to have Peggy Copham here with us on College Game Day. And she has something she wants to say to the fans. You ready, Peggy? What do you want to tell them?
Give me my buff cap.
Let's go, Buffs! Just an unbelievable ambassador for this community and this program, guys. So happy to have Peggy with us here this morning on College Game Day, Reese.
That's great. Jen, that's great. She's sitting on that turnover throne. She deserves a throne for sure. She's seen just about everything here at Colorado over the years, from Whistler White to Rashawn Salam. But maybe no Buff has ever seen anyone like Travis Hunter, except maybe Deion Sanders when he looked in the mirror in the 80s and the 90s. You've talked to coaches who have either played against or have scouted Colorado, and they say even if you exploit their offensive line, Shedeur Sanders is a maestro. He can erase third and long with a ton of weapons, and that's what Colorado State will have to deal with tonight.
Snap to Shedeur. Drops, scans. He's got time. Looking downfield. Now he's going right side of the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado!
Shedeur's played very well for them. He's probably been the key to their first 2 victories. We definitely have to find a way to slow him down.
I'm really excited to play against Shedeur. He's a good pocket passer. It's a great challenge for us as a defense. And at the end of the day, it's going to be about how well can we execute our assignments.
We're seeing why Travis Hunter was as highly recruited and highly regarded as he was. He has been absolutely unstoppable on both sides of the ball.
Travis, he's a dog. He's not from this planet. He does everything. He goes forever. He doesn't get tired.
Travis Hunter, it's phenomenal that he can go both ways, but we got a lot of good players, and I like our guys.
Showdown tonight in this offense, night and day from what it was a year ago. They've already put up 81 points in 2 games, and Shedeur's thrown for over 1,000 yards, Kirk.
Well, it's an offense that can't quite get the run game going, as you said, but I think that Sean Lewis is finding different ways to attack, at least these first couple games, and it's put a lot on the passing game and Shedeur Sanders. And time now for our easy choice presented by Geico.
Nailed it.
Nailed that. Keep the trend going. It's Dez has set the tone. But Deion Sanders went out and hired Sean Lewis. And what I think we're seeing in these first couple weeks is this. They get pressure. Right now, you're watching a quarterback that's as good as there is in the country. And when he gets pressured, he escapes and he makes great throws with his eyes downfield. He's not looking to scramble to run. He's looking to throw, a lot like what Bryce Young did last year. How do you defend him? You play man-to-man. Here they get you ISO'd, all that space. If you can get Dylan Edwards out in space, he's got a convoy in front of him. You're going to play man-to-man. Now you got to try to make tackles in space. Tough thing to do for any defense that's out there. This is where the offensive line, some people say, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to play man. We're going to rush 3. We're going to drop 8. Sanders won't have anywhere to throw the ball. Well, look at the amount of time that he has. Eventually, there's going to be a bust. All those deep crossers open up a nice big vacancy on the back end of that zone, and he makes a great throw. But the offensive line deserves an assist for giving him that time. And again, this is, to me, the athleticism. What Sean Lewis recognizes is he's got dynamic playmakers. Find matchups, find ways to be able to get them out in space. They spread defenses out. And Dez, to me, that's the great challenge, not only for Colorado State, starting in conference play with Oregon next week, USC, trying to figure out, you play man, you play zone. How do you deal with Sanders and all these great athletes that they have to throw the football to?
And to give Sanders some credit, Shedeur, I spoke with him last week, and I was really impressed by his maturity and his football IQ. You know, the TCU game was kind of a shootout, right? Fast offense. But then Nebraska game a week ago, Nebraska wanted to play prevent defense, take the air out of the ball, and to Shedeur's credit and the offense credit too, they were patient. They just took what the defense gave them, and then they exploded in the second half. They have another receiver too, Xavier Weaver, 144 yards a game through the air. Reception catches.
Yeah.
He's a weapon. Yeah. 18 yards per catch.
Yeah.
Make sure you keep an eye on him. Deion told me, he said, Desmond, this kid's a grown man. Just keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he's number 1, and whenever he gets rolling, it is fantastic to watch. And then you see Travis Hunter on the other side. Travis Hunter is averaging like 136 plays a game or something like that. What we're seeing out of this Iron Man is not just casually getting through plays either. He's the most explosive person on the field for 136 plays over the last 2 games. You think about the D and the L that Deion puts on the chest instead of the C's.
Yeah.
It's like the guys they have in leadership positions all can handle this situation. It's not too big for them. They were born for it. And I love this Colorado Buffaloes team, and I'm so thankful that they are who they are, because a lot of teams get hyped, especially 18 to 22. A lot of teams get a lot of things put on their head, and then they crumble. They can't handle the pressure. They can't handle the spotlight. It's like Prime is living, okay? But Prime is also preaching and teaching to these guys that they haven't accomplished anything yet. And I think the end is so much higher than they are right now. I love it. I love watching them. I love watching them.
It was really interesting to hear Deion say that this is your reward. You know, a lot of coaches try to pull you back down, but they say, hey, you know, you get this attention when you win. So will they win, and will they cover tonight, Stanford Steve?
I love what we're going to see tonight. You guys touched on all the stuff. Shedeur is going to have a field day after watching what Cam Ward and Washington State did to that Colorado State offense or defense. But Colorado's defense, I'm not there yet. Colorado wins, ton of points scored. Colorado State covers.
Yeah, they can throw it. They can throw it.
Love you too.
He picked them to win. They didn't like to. They're not going to cover.
It's not good enough.
Picked them to win.
That's how quickly things have improved around here, right? Immediately following our show, DoorDash counting us down to kickoff in Starkville. Zach Arnett and Brian Kelly, Mississippi State and LSU.
It's a Mike Leach move. Bring the coffee out pregame.
A little pre-workout in there, too?
Yeah.
At least there is an homage to Mike there, too, because the offense certainly looks different. Jaden Daniels yet to run for a touchdown this year.
Yeah, but last week, 3 for 5. Feels like he's all the way back to last year's. And now here's 4-year starter Will Rogers running the ball more.
Yeah.
Running the ball a little bit more this year.
We threw it 17 times last week. I would imagine they're going to have to spin it a little bit more in this one. today. Okay, our Superdog standings. Pat McAfee still rolling at the top. Rich Rod coming through with a push for you last week, Pat.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. It's a good lead.
Desmond and I got on the board there. A couple covers. LC, who you got this week, pal?
Minnesota -7.5 versus North Carolina. Over the last 2 years, Minnesota is the only team that finished in the top 15 in all major defensive categories. I'm going with the defense. Sorry, Brownies.
All right, I'm going to go to the Big Ten. When in doubt, got to get off the schneid here. I'm going to go Penn State and Illinois. I think I'm getting, 14.5. I think Penn State will win. I just think they may have to work for a little bit. Work for an early kick there in Champaign.
Southern. I look at Georgia Southern here as a team. There he is, the quarterback, Bryn, very capable player. They keep it close in Madison.
Yeah, so I bounced back and forth for a couple of teams, but once I heard about the not winning in 20 years or something like that, I said, give me Florida getting 7 in this swamp. Now, do I trust Tennessee? Do I like Heupel? Yes, I love the Volunteers, but I've been told it's just different down there. We shall see as I extend my lead.
Different. How about Tulane at Southern Miss? What is it, +13? You guys know that Southern Miss is 7-1 against Tulane at home. I like the fact that they bring back 9 starters on offense, so I'm going Southern Miss.
Still don't know about Michael Pratt in that game, too. They're waiting to see. I'm going to go with the Corso Bowl. They're playing in Indianapolis. Louisville against Indiana. The Hoosiers are getting 10. I know Jeff Brom always put up points on Indiana, but third downs, I had to search deep. Kirk, I'm trying to talk myself into it. I mean, I even sang the Indiana fight song. Oh, Indiana, you. Indiana taking the 10. Oh, you don't sound sure. All right, Corso. Our celebrity guest picker is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. What's up, Boulder?
It'd be cool to look in the mirror and see that.
Come on, baby. Wouldn't it be? Come on, baby. It's personal. It's personal.
Meet the team behind the team. The coach, the manager, and the snack dad, all using Chase to keep up with their finances. The coach helps save goals here because she saved for soccer camp there. And check this out. The manager deposited a check. Magic. And the snack dad, he's getting paid back. Orange slices. Because this team all has Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Tony, Jimmy John's wraps are here to stay.
Curse you, Chicken Caesar.
And jalapeno ranch.
And jalapeno ranch.
You Tuscan Italian!
Get a grip, Stevie.
That's right. Jimmy John's wraps are here to stay.
Old Trapper Beefs. One-upping.
I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor. Savory beef. Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Your favorite thing delivered right to your door means that you never have to stop doing your other favorite thing. Nailed it. Order McDelivery in the app.
Can the flavor of a slow-cooked smoked sausage be so gloriously delicious that the sight of it sizzling makes your taste buds weep?
If it's Hillshire Farm. Oh, hell yeah.
Sometimes Jonah wrestles with falling asleep, so he takes ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, for a better night's sleep. So now, he wakes up feeling like himself, the reigning Family Room middleweight champion. Better days start with ZzzQuil nights.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you 4imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Show the world what it means to be a fan at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Homeowners, when your water or sewer line breaks, it's expensive and often not covered by basic homeowners insurance.
You could pay thousands.
Finding a good contractor can be tough.
Want this guy doing the job?
With a plan from HomeServe, call us. We'll send a contractor, and there's no big bill.
Easy.
But don't wait. Get a plan from HomeServe before a line breaks.
Go online now.
Plans from HomeServe start at just $7.99 a month.
Call 1-877-520-2038 or visit homeserve.com.
College Game Day is built by the Home Depot. How doers get more done. And in part by DoorDash. Break time equals order time. Order in now so you never miss a minute of the game. And the Lexus ES, a direct reflection of you.
I could tell, that's why I asked. Rock loves Boulder, the Boulder loves the Rock, based on the reaction that we've had here. Thanks to our good friends at Wheels Up, who every week make sure that we get our celebrity guest picker here. Wheels Up and Delta teaming up to make sure those things work out for us. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear is more driven. We go to the check down, the very latest news with the authority, Pete Thamel.
Reese will start local here. True freshman Hank Zelinskis will probably make his first start at center for Colorado tonight. Van Wells is doubtful after getting injured at Nebraska. Michael Pratt, a game-time decision after missing the Ole Miss game last week. They're going to let him see in warm-ups against Southern Miss. We have 3 Florida State starters out at Boston College today. Of note, winds of 17 to 20 miles an hour in Chestnut Hill with Hurricane Lee looming. And for number 1 Georgia, Ladd McConkey doubtful, expected to miss his 3rd straight game. All SEC defensive back Javon Bullard probable with an ankle injury.
2 great players.
Yeah, also, you know what, Pete? Also, Ole Miss has some injury issues in that Georgia Tech game. Just heard that Quinshon Judkins is doubtful. How about Joe Willie going 10-4 last week?
We're about to set the new bar.
He was
right
down
here.
in.
We're about to set the new bar.
Okay, all right. Dwayne The Rock Johnson's here. You ready to go to the top of the leaderboard there? Let's do this. All right, let's do it.
Hey,
Time for Saturday selections presented by Coors Light, and we'll start with Minnesota and North Carolina. PJ Fleck rowing the boat to Chapel Hill.
Yeah, North Carolina's defense struggled last week against App State, so, you know, they're going to be focused on the defense all week long. A low-scoring game because Minnesota's going to take the air out of the ball. I do have UNC winning this game against Minnesota.
I think last week was a nice scare for this North Carolina team with the App State double overtime. They get out of there with a dub. Let's go ahead and never think about that, and let's move on. Give me North Carolina winning over PJ Fleck in Minnesota.
Is it my turn to talk? Okay, got it. All right, I got my pen. I'm looking cool. I'm feeling smart. All right, I got my notes here, boys. Here we go. All right, UNC's running back Hampton. He rushed for 234 yards last game. I think Minnesota gets a big dose of him this week going with North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Okay. Not so fast, not so fast, not so fast.
Yeah, baby.
Minnesota, big hit style. They upset the Tar Heels. Minnesota.
You've done a lot of cool things in your time, but you finally got a not so fast.
Yes, and this sets the bar.
I'm going with Minnesota too.
Oh, good.
I think they're going to pull North Carolina and all that speed into the mud. This is like an 18-12 kind of game. Minnesota is a team that loves, and PJ Fleck loves to be an underdog. Give me Minnesota.
Good pick.
Big game for Neil Brown in the backyard brawl. Pitt and West Virginia.
You know, Pitt lost to Cincy last week, so, you know, it was a tough week for Pitt with Narduzzi. They're going to come in there with an attitude. Hard-fought game. It's going to come down to the end. I think that Pitt will win by a field goal.
In Morgantown, West Virginia, that's the reason why I don't think there's a chance. With Neil Brown's seat so incredibly blistering hot.
You're keeping that seat hot.
We can't do this, then do that. Can't do it under one coach, especially at West Virginia. But this is a lot of pride on the line for the state of West Virginia. I think WVU gets a massive win at home.
Gentlemen, this is a very emotional pick for me right now. I'm going to tell you why. Coming out of high school, both schools recruited me, offered me scholarships. I took my official visits, one to Pitt, one to West Virginia. West Virginia was amazing, Morgantown, but Pitt. Gentlemen, the cameras are rolling, so I can't tell you what I did that weekend. You know, Lee, you know what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. Out of respect for my boy, my brother, Pat McAfee, alumni of West Virginia, that campus has never been the same since he left. I'm going to go with West Virginia.
I say, good, great pick. I'm going to tell you, 106th meeting of these two teams. 106 times. West Virginia won 4 of the last 5 at Morgantown. West Virginia game.
Boom.
Me and Daz.
Yes, sir.
Me and Daz.
Yes, sir.
Me and Daz. I'm going with Pitt.
What's your problem?
Only because Pat and I have a bet that West Virginia will not get above 5 wins. So I give Pitt, and Pat Narduzzi's in a bad mood because of last week.
That's in there.
Dez and I.
All right, game coming up, early start, Penn State at Illinois. Who you got?
Oh, man, I tell you what, Penn State, this is a team that's trying to climb that mountain. They want to beat Ohio State. They want to beat Michigan. But you must focus on this Illinois team because they lost against Kansas. They're going to be in a bad mood. But Penn State gets the dub on the road.
I agree with you. I believe in this James Franklin team this year for one reason or another. Penn State's always let down their fan base at some point, seemingly, over the last 15, 20 years. This team's different. I like Penn State today.
I agree with you. Let me tell you something. That defense is scary up there. So we are Penn State.
Nice, nice.
Nice pick. Penn State's ranked 7th in the country, so they cover 14. That's for.
Well, that's my super dog. I hope they don't cover it. But I do think we're going to learn a lot about Penn State, and if they're a real threat to Ohio State and Michigan and maybe one of the Big Ten, it's how Drew Aller will play on the road, where he's going to be challenged. I think Illinois is going to keep it close. They got to start faster than last week. Luke Altmaier's got to play a little bit better, and they got to play better around him. Close game, Penn State wins.
But that's the closest spread in the top 10 today.
Yes.
2 touchdowns, 14. Washington and Michigan State, Harlan Barnett taking over as head coach for the moment for Michigan State.
I like Washington in this game because I don't know the mentality, the mindset of this Michigan State team now because of what took place with Mel Tucker and Harlan Barnett being the coach. So I'm going to go with Washington and Michael Penix Jr.
Michigan State has been able to rush the rock the past 2 games pretty well. So keeping Penix Jr. off the field would be a good move for the alternate head coach. But I like the way Washington plays football, and I like their culture. Give me Washington going into Michigan getting a win.
I agree, brother. I think Washington, they're looking great. I believe they're number 1 in the country with their passing attack. I think I got to get that right. But at the same, and I know Michigan States are going through some issues right now. But here's the thing: when you got a quarterback who's that good, it really motivates the defense.
Yeah.
So I just want to see what that D-line's going to do. I'm still going to Washington, but I want to see what that D-line will do.
Washington's offense is too much for Spartans. Washington by 20.
Washington.
By 20. I think it's a real good week for Washington to be able to prove this is a team that won 10 last year. All they're hearing about are all the distractions from Michigan State. Be easy to just show up and go through the motions and fight for your life to get out of there with a win. I don't think so. I think Kalen DeBoer will have them ready. Penix has a monster game. Washington wins big.
You know what? I agree. Look at that graphic.
A lot of
and 80%.
And all signs point green. All signs point green.
How about Syracuse, Purdue?
Oh, man, I tell you what, Syracuse is looking really good, but the level of competition has not been up there. It has been really subpar. Purdue's battle-tested. They lost the game. I'm going with the Boilermakers over Syracuse.
Okay, I like the Boilermakers as well because Coach Walters had his defense flying around second half last week. Not a single point given up. Give me Purdue to get the big dub.
You guys got the details down. I got to tell you in the stats, but here's what I got. Garrett Schrader, of course, I feel like he's going to have a great game. But here's the thing that I didn't know. Their mascot, the orange mascot, is in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
How about that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I'm going with Syracuse.
He took a page out of your notes right there.
I said it again. I'll say it again. I was a coach in Indiana. I hate Purdue. Anybody but Purdue. Anybody but Purdue.
Boiler up for me today. I think Hudson Card has a chance to have a big game. And this is a Purdue team. They lose week 1 to Fresno. They bounce back, find a way against Virginia Tech. New head coach. It's a chance for them to get a little bit of momentum. I'm going with the Boilers.
And Arkansas hasn't run the ball as well as expected. Rocket Sanders has been hurt. BYU comes in there as an 8-point underdog.
KJ Jefferson's been playing really good. 5 touchdown passes, no interceptions, completing 73% of his passes. I'm going with the Razorbacks.
Yeah, I don't know why I did this, but it's just kind of how I feel. Give me BYU. I just think for some reason, mature team going in there, getting a big-time dub. Look for that one today.
Very mature team.
Thank you. Very mature.
Last week.
Very mature.
Very mature. That's how I feel right now. Very mature. Wait as the show goes on. You guys going to see. So I have to say, look, that defense kept them in the game last week until that offense caught up. So I'm same thing. I'm going to have to go with Arkansas.
Rock, that's a terrific pick. Terrific pick.
Thank you, my friend.
And home field advantage, Arkansas, 2 touchdowns.
BYU going into SEC territory.
Yeah.
Right? That I want to see. I want to see how they handle that atmosphere. I know Sanders is out. Puts more on KJ Jefferson. I think he's going to play throwing the football and also some big runs in a run.
I don't love that.
And that's now Big 12 against the SEC.
Yes.
With BYU there.
Yes.
Getting used to all those conferences.
Yeah.
You saved the graphic there, Pat.
Yeah,
Thanks
saved
for
the
that.
graphic for sure.
As soon as we're done,
Arkansas
LSU and
fans
Mississippi State. Bayou Bengals have won 10 of their last 11 in Starkville.
Yeah, Mississippi State struggled with mobile quarterbacks. Jaden Daniels has not had a rushing touchdown yet. He gets one today. I'm going with the Bayou Bengals.
I am agreeing with you,
Yes, sir.
my friend. Give me LSU just because I feel like it's going to be time for Daniels to get going. Had 5 touchdowns last week. Obviously wasn't the start he wanted. Give me LSU and Brian Kelly bouncing back.
I agree. Jaden Daniels all day long. But, again, I'm a defensive boy, so I think it's going to motivate that D-line. I like to see how those guys are going to get after him.
I hate to tell you this.
Still going with LSU.
Yeah, LSU. Oh, that's perfect. The Cowboys, right?
Yeah, the cowbells.
Cowboys as well. There's Cowboys there.
Yeah.
And Cowgirls.
Cowbells of Mississippi State upset LSU.
Wow.
Too many cowbells.
The loud cowbells. Early kick, 11 a.m. local, right after the show. I'm going with LSU. I think the setback in week 1 to Florida State really woke LSU up. And I don't think Mississippi State, they're going to be able to run the football against that front that Rock's talking about. I got LSU, Jaden Daniels making a lot of plays.
Thamel told us a few moments ago, Georgia Rather is going to be without Ladd McConkey. It's their first conference game. South Carolina is the last team to win in Athens, and they did it in 2019.
I tell you what, this Georgia defense will get after Spencer Rattler. They got some guys with a lot of experience, and we saw Spencer Rattler against UNC earlier in the season, a couple of weeks ago. Did not look good when he's pressured. I like Georgia big over South Carolina today.
Yeah, and a lot of people are wondering about Georgia's offense because they haven't really had to do much thus far. This is a good test to see where this Georgia offense is under Carson Beck's direction. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs having a great day and rattling the Rattler of South Carolina.
Look, I agree. I think that O-line is going to come out, and I think they're going to show out. Defense is always great at Georgia. Brock Bowers, who we know is very personal, he's been great for us on Zoa Energy NIL program. I'm going to have to go with Georgia. And by the way, they can repeat. They got a real shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
3.
Georgia has the longest winning streak in the country at 19.
Wow.
They could make it 20.
Okay.
Nobody in the world is picking South Carolina, right? There's
not do it,
there's no chance I'm doing it. No. I think the story of the game is what the Rock just said. He keeps referring to defensive line for obvious reasons. The defensive line from Georgia against South Carolina's offensive line is a major concern for Rattler. And I just don't think South Carolina has much depth on defense. I think this game will get out of hand.
That's been a concern for Beamer. There are some graphics we try to save and some that are just fine the way they are. The red and black cheese up there. Yeah. Kirk's calling Tennessee for.
No, Tennessee all the way.
Hey, being a Florida State guy, I agree with you. Listen to this. Tennessee hasn't won 2 in a row against Florida in 19 years. Tennessee by 2 touchdowns.
Come on.
Nice. Can you turn to me? I'll turn back to Reese. I'm calling the game. They don't let me make sense.
Kirk's headed down there as soon as the show's over to call Tennessee and Florida. But this one tonight, Colorado State and Colorado. All right, so Jay Norvell threw a little gasoline on the fire with his hat and glasses. Don't wear them when you talk to grown-ups, Sing. But the truth of the matter is this. Colorado has bigger tests ahead. At Oregon next week. USC here after that. What you find out about the foundation of a program, do you beat the teams you're supposed to beat? And they're supposed to beat the Rams tonight. They're a 24-point favorite. The last time the Buffs were this big a favorite, 2018, favored by 25 and a hook against Oregon State. And they lost. Ooh. We're going to see if the Buffs can take care of their business like grown-ups.
Wow. It's time.
I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. When I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me.
You got to be a fool to do that.
We got the biggest stage in college football right now. Nobody's giving us a chance.
We want to dominate CSU. This week is domination.
It's going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they done messed around and made it personal.
It's personal. Who wins?
And I was in the football building yesterday working out when I had a chance to talk to coaches and people on the strength conditioning staff and ask them about Jay Norvell's comments about Coach Prime. They just said one thing. They said, Desmond, Saturday night, they're going to F around and find out. I'm going Buffs.
The only thing I have to say about this is the last time College Game Day traveled to a game that was this big a point spread, speaking of the F-bomb, LC dropped an F-bomb when we were down at Houston. So I'm anxious to see if that happens here shortly. So I've got Colorado big. LC, I'm excited to see what you are.
And for me, I think ever since I was a child, I've looked up to Deion Sanders. I like the greats that know that they're great and work hard to be great and continue to be great in everything that they do. Since Coach Prime has been a coach, he has done nothing but dominate. He shows up here in Boulder. He gets his new Louis Vuitton luggage. They just so happen to be better, stronger, faster than everybody else they're on the field with. This Colorado Buffalo fan base has been yearning for a team like this for so long, and today's story started beautifully on College Game Day, and it's going to end with Colorado Buffaloes railroading Jay Norvell and Colorado State.
What do you do there, baby?
I got to tell you boys something. You're feeling this right now, and I think the world's feeling this.
So far. It's been excellent. The last 6 quarters, over 90 points scored by the Seminole offense, and it all starts with the quarterback. Over the
electricity. You could feel what we call mana, and it comes from in here. It's all around here. That's what Coach Prime is doing in this program. He's galvanizing this. He's galvanizing the team, galvanizing this campus, galvanizing the country, changing the game of college football. But here's what I say. It reminds me of our Miami days with swagger, with confidence. And here's the thing. You got to be a little crazy to disrupt. Right? You got to be a little crazy to disrupt. And here's what happens when you tell anyone, especially like Coach Prime, you can't do something. So today, go Colorado all day, baby. Yes, sir. Yes. It's personal.
I think
it's always personal.
I think he wants you in the uniform today.
I'll set the edge.
Any more eligibility?
Remember that comment about shoulder pads?
He doesn't need them. He doesn't need them. And now, number 400, the 400th headgear pick.
Thank you, Coach.
It's real. Colorado is now the talk of the entire nation, and they deserve it. It's been 26 years since I picked Colorado. This pick is for my friend Chris Fowler. Buffaloes.
Here we go.
Yeah.
For Fowler.
There we go. Headgear pick. In honor of Chris Fowler, Colorado alum, who will be on the call tonight for Tennessee and Florida. What a morning it's been here in Boulder. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, absolutely sensational. Thank you so much for being here. Deion Sanders joined us. Cast of thousands. The 400th headgear is in the books, and now we're on our way to 500. What a morning it's been. Confetti is ready. Go Buffs! You can get those Buffs rolled up. Colorado State, 10 Eastern time tonight on ESPN.
What a scene in Boulder, Colorado. Dwayne Johnson wearing a Sanders jersey. Well, we got a party here in Athens, Ohio. It's going to be a good one. The Big 12.